What's going on, guys? This is Trey's Raw here, back again with another video. And finally, we're going to get this video done. It has been a struggle. It has been a grind, mostly because of laziness, to be honest with you. But I am very happy that it's finally coming together. It's taken a lot of work, even with the unproductiveness and all that. But yeah, so in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at every Hopsin song. This is the first of 3 videos in the series. It had to be broken up into 3 parts, so this is going to be part 1. And hopefully, if I'm not being unproductive and lazy, I can get part 2 and 3 out for you guys pretty soon. They're already cut up and edited. I just have to go in there and record the commentary off of them and get them uploaded. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing some more videos. The next video after this is going to be a Madden video, and it's going to include my guy Shanghai 11 on it that I'm working on. It's probably not going to be as egregious project as this, but it'll still take some time. So I'm very, very excited to get these videos taken out. So alright, so prerequisites for this list. So I'm going to be taking a look at album songs only. So his most popular song, It'll Mind a Hopsin 5, It'll Mind a Hopsin 7, basically all the It'll Mind a Hopsin songs except for 6, which is like Old Friend, did not appear on an album. I am going to be talking about It'll Mind 5 pretty soon in the list, but so yeah, so songs from Gazing at the Moonlight, Raw, Knock Madness, Pound Syndrome, and No Shame. Those are going to be the songs that are going to be included in this list. So I'm very excited to get this started, and we're going to be taking a look at one of the most, I don't know what you would call Hopsin, but, you know, I've been a fan of his for a while, even since high school, and very excited to make this list. It has been, like I said, it has been a grind to put this all together, and I realize that I'm just rambling right now. That is because of the budget of this video is pretty bad. So without further ado, let's get into the first tier of it, and that is going to be the whack tier. Alright, so yeah, Fly is number 1 at the whack tier. Now, It'll Mind a Hopsin 5 is his most popular song, and in my opinion, it is also his best song. I think that it still ages well to this day. It's not a song that I can play all the time, but it's just one of those songs to where you can tell, like, he caught lightning in a bottle, so to speak. You know, I'll use an Eminem comparison. He released, not too long ago, he released Darkness, the song Darkness, from Music to Be Murdered By, I believe. And I would put that song in the same caliber. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I'd probably put it in the same caliber with Stan. And, you know, some of the more groundbreaking type of songs. My point is that there's not a lot of artists that are able to capture that lightning in the bottle type of song, and even rarely when they can do it more than once. So I do think with Fly, he was trying to maybe try to catch lightning in a bottle twice, and I don't think it worked out for him in this song. I mean, the hook is trash. I mean, we can just go throw that out there. And, I mean, the god-awful outro at the end where it throws in every instrument in the kitchen sink and like a wine song. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's pretty bad. But, you know, It'll Mind a Hopsin 5, I think another reason that I liked it, and I don't really want this to come off as political or what have you, but I think that the attitude of It'll Mind a Hopsin 5, the narrative was like, here's these problems, you know, you need to get better, you need to do better, this and that. And I think that with Fly, it was more of, the government's doing this, and not really taking self-accountability. So that is why, another reason why I did not like Fly as much, but Don't Mind a Hopsin 5 is definitely a groundbreaking song, and especially for Hopsin, who was the first to that sort of song, and then the other acts that kind of followed that song I did not really care for, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But he definitely took a risk, not like these other guys with doing that type.
If we never make a change, then we straight fuck. I can't stand here.
Alright, and the next song we have in this list is What's My Purpose from Knock Madness. And to be honest, I don't know what it is that rubs me wrong with this song. It just kind of, because, the mid-tier is really the songs that I don't necessarily like, but I just kind of consider filler songs, you know what I mean? But, yeah, this song, it just, again, kind of sounded like he was trying to get in the bag of Ill Mind of Hopsin 5. The hook is pretty lazy, in my opinion, and that's kind of why I did not really care for What's My Purpose, but the rest of Knock Madness I liked for the most part, and, yeah, so What's My Purpose is not a very good song. As we throw a dot to Eric Carmichael and Madden as we wait for the next song.
I know whatever's about to go on behind those doors, I'm about to love it. She said,
okay, so moving on from a song that I couldn't really articulate why I didn't like it for some reason, which I know I need to do better, but this video's been taking forever and it's been kind of a pain in my ass. But anyway, so Happy Ending. I think it's fair to say that it did not particularly age well. I think the music video got deleted. And, my biggest issue with the song is, I don't really have an issue with him rapping about getting sex at Asian massage parlors or whatever, but, he comes out with the song False Advertisement, which isn't in this tier list because it wasn't on an album, but comes out with False Advertisement, which is essentially saying, oh, you women, you need to stop doing this, and you need to get a real job, you need to stop making money on Instagram. So he'll make a song like that, and then he makes a song like Happy Ending, which he says it's a true song, so it's not like you can say, oh, he did, that was just a parody song, he didn't really do it. Well, in interviews, he said that it's a true song, and we can throw in Money on the Side, which will appear later in this list because it did appear on an album. So yeah, Hopsin, you need to be more, you need to be more consistent with your takes, my guy.
I even listen, it's because I'm seeking missions to put my penis on your freaking clips. I'm tired of it.
Alright, and here we have the first appearance of Gazing at the Moonlight, which is Hopsin's first album that he released in 2009 when he was with Ruthless Records. Rest in peace to Eazy-E and all that. But yeah, I think that the album was actually pretty good. I think that Gazing at the Moonlight, it kind of showed Hopsin as an interesting character, and you can kind of see why he was able to get the deal with Ruthless based on his personality alone. Since he has a background in Hollywood and doing acting and all that stuff. But yeah, this song, Who Do You Think I Am? I wasn't a fan of the hook. It was still cool, he's still, talking about how a girl keeps talking to him about his problems and he doesn't really care. I think we've all been there, but
I'm sitting alone in my house, and I'm wishing you call me right.
Alright, so we have the first appearance of Knock Madness on this list, and I said that Knock Madness would have a bias on this list, and that is because I am a Knock Madness fan, as I've stated before, so. But this song, even when it came out, people weren't exactly privy to it. I honestly think if it would have came out now, I think people would probably be more receptive, with all the incels and all that are around these days. But, the narrative, if you've seen other people talk about this song, it's the fact that, people like to blame the fact that they can't get laid or in a relationship on women, but they don't look in the mirror and take accountability for what they're doing. That can't lead them to a relationship or what have you. So yeah, that's the reason why Good Guys Left Behind is in this list, but Knock Madness is still good.
You ain't about to spend the night. She said, okay, Marcus, what if I give you my pussy?
Alright, and we get a Pound Syndrome entry to this list as well. His album he released after Knock Madness, Ramona featuring Jaron Benton. And I haven't really heard a whole lot of people. I actually think people, at least the reviews that I've seen, people that liked this song or just didn't care for it one way or another. Me personally, I think that this was kind of a tongue-in-cheek type of song where it's not really meant to be taken seriously. It's just a funny song, but for me, it kind of made me uncomfortable. I mean, it doesn't really make me uncomfortable now, but at the time, I thought it went too overboard with Hopsin doing the voice impression at the end and all that. I mean, there's some songs that I like, Drips with Eminem and Obi Trice. It told a story. It was grotesque, especially Obi Trice's verse. But yeah, that type of song, I like this. Alright, so You Are My Enemy from Raw. Raw is the second album that Hopsin came out with following his departure from Ruthless Records. And even when he was with Ruthless Records, they didn't really do shit for him. At least that's what Hopsin says from his side of the story and etc. And, major labels, unless you're making money, they don't really care. So, I mean, I guess I can see both ways. But so when he got released from Ruthless Records, probably because of lack of resources or money, because I think even with Ruthless Records, he was doing a lot of his own production and all that from what he claims. But, for the most part, I can kind of get past Raw's kind of tongue-in-cheek and kind of low-budget production. But for this song in particular, I think it pretty shines through. And, with the hook, it's kind of laughable, one of those types of songs. So, yeah. Alright, and then we got another entrant into the Gazing at the Moonlight days, the Ruthless Records days, the Tamika Writes a Bitch days, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I actually like a lot of the songs from Gazing at the Moonlight. I thought that the project as a whole was pretty good for starting out. It's a definitely change of pace from, the Hopsin of most. It felt like he was still trying to keep that, raw lyricism flow that we know him for today, but I think he was trying to transition more into mainstream, but also be kind of lyrical like we know him today. But, yeah, this song was pretty filler, and didn't really think the hook. I think the hook is the reason why it's not in the mid and in the whack tier, and, the lyrics I didn't really care for as well, so yeah, it ends up here. Alright, another entrant into Knock Madness, sadly, Dream Forever. And, yeah, it's a pretty weird song, and there's not really much you can say about it. I still have the same reaction now as I did when I first listened to it. It's about a song about the woman that Hopsin wants, that he can only see her when he's dreaming, and when he wakes up, she is nowhere to be found. Sounds like a kind of relationship that I wouldn't mind having personally, but dreams are more interesting than my real life, but I think it's the same for most people. But yeah, not really a song that I particularly cared for on Knock Madness. And, yeah, I think it's kind of a turn-off for most women, as what Anthony Fantano said, so. Alright, and then we got Hotel in Sydney, which appeared in Hopsin's latest project in 2017 called No Shame. It is the starter track of the album, and I could kind of get what he was going for. I mean, you know, the story element and, you know, kind of the, you know, it's really kind of different from most of Hopsin's projects. And, you know, I could kind of see where he was going with it, but, you know, when he's telling his story, he didn't really come off smelling like roses, you know, in his way. If this is how it goes, I'm assuming that this isn't entertainment. And, you know, this is a real encounter that happened to him, which led him not being able to see his son and the trials and tribulations that he's dealing with his girlfriend. But, you know, yeah, the song was alright, but I didn't really particularly care for it, so unfortunately I have to put it in the whack tier. Alright, so now we have officially moved on to the whack tier. We're going to go through the mid tier, and then we're going to be talking about why Hopsin is Hopsin and all the good songs that he's made and etc. So I'll be looking forward to that. And the mid tiers, I'm not going to be doing any commentary. I'm just going to let the songs play in the background. Some of the songs that you've noticed have had to be cut because of Share Factory not allowing me to have a certain amount of clips. So yeah, see you.
Fuck with the dopey blind cards. We play them and trade them like they were Pokemon cards. They with the pins in the kitchen, mama. Don't get what you say about the. Probably make a bound. Probably make a bound. Probably, oh no. If you never gave a fuck about me. I'm like, I don't like girls who think that I rhyme tight. I don't like girls. And probably the water that's raining down on the land. Swing at me, nigga, I won't flinch. Can't you see my fucking mind's on bridge? I love my pissed around it, so I can never ever think about it. No outlet, so I'm pissed about it. So it seems. And as I got older, I would catch on to things. Then I shit every rapper saying, think about nigga, just go. But I never know. My Juliet, at the time I never thought you was it. Because I'm ruckus, all because he was Scottish. Jesus. Is it as I stand there in the distance, fucking arrogant bitches. You were never there with a sit. You look me straight in the face. Swear that I'm sticking my penis up in every girl that I'm friends with. And that's the moment I say, I don't even know why I'm in. Yeah. Listen up, yeah. Back in 1999. Back genre. Bitch, don't look at me, I'm a spaz on. Kids, don't get the. So much I done broke my pen and I'm sick of pretending my life is so dandy and flawless. I'm stuck on the road to hell fight. And Lord knows I want you be on some shit. Lately my life don't want to be out of place. I guess we gotta face all these issues like this as it. Deal with it and then ask questions. No point in making the path.
Alright, so with that we are concluded the mid tier, and we're going to be moving on to the decent and the good tier in the next couple videos. And I appreciate you guys for checking out this video, as it has been a struggle to make, and I'm excited to get this video done with and move on to better things. But I'm also proud of this video, and I'm a Hopsin fan in general, so, you know, very excited that I'm able to make this video, and I hope you guys stay tuned for part 2.